What happens when you stick filament in an oven? Stick around, we're going to find out. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Scott, Edge of 3D, and the testing quest continues. So, might have seen on some of the socials where I shared a little bit with some testing I've been doing with putting parts in an oven and figuring out annealing. Does stuff need to be annealed? What effect does annealing have on things? And quite interesting results. So, to start off with, it's a little frame that I built that fits inside of my oven, a lab oven. I don't do this in the oven in the house that I cook in. And the very first set of tests I did, they're all right here. And I used weights that I had on hand, which were quite heavy, 200 gram each weights. That's just not realistic, not something that's 100 millimeters long with 200 grams hanging on the end of it. So I got some new weights. These are adjustable. I've got them set at 50 grams. So the hook is 10 grams, and then each little weight you add to it is another 10 grams. And I printed out a whole bunch more parts. I annealed the PET carbon fiber and the PPS carbon fiber. The basic annealing process I used is I put these in the oven on a flat sheet. I set the oven at 80 degrees. I let it come up to 80 and stabilize there for 2 hours. Then I increase it to 125 degrees. I let it set at 125 degrees for 16 hours. Then I shut the oven off and I let it cool to ambient at whatever speed it cools down at. And that winds up taking 4 to 6 hours, just depending on what the air temperature is. The building that I have my annealing oven in is not insulated, so this time of year, you know, daytime temperatures are 100 degrees, nighttime temperatures 60, 70. So anyway, but let's take a look at, this is the final result. This is PET carbon fiber. This is PET carbon fiber that's been annealed. This is PPS carbon fiber, and this is PPS carbon fiber that's been annealed. But we'll jump into a time lapse here, and I actually did it every 5 degrees, but for the sake of time and video, I only put every 10 degrees in the video. But you know, we'll start off here. That's at 80 degrees. The PET carbon fiber that wasn't annealed failed immediately. 90 degrees, you can see the PPS is starting to sag quite a bit. 110 degrees, still no sagging on the, really anything to be noticed on the PET and the PPS. At 130, 140 degrees, the PET carbon fiber that's annealed really started to sag. The PPS carbon fiber really held in there. 170 degrees, and here's where I cut it off at, was at 180 degrees. So you can see from 80 degrees to 180 degrees, well, the unannealed PET carbon fiber, it was done before it ever even got to 80 degrees. I meant to get a picture when I first put it in the oven, and I don't know what happened. The camera was set up. I triggered it before I started the oven. It didn't capture the picture. So the first picture it captured was at the end of the 80 degree heat cycle before I started stepping it up. And I stepped it up 5 degrees, let it go for 30 minutes, 5 degrees, let it go for 30 minutes. So in these pictures here that we just went through, every one of those is an hour apart from each other. So it was stepped up 5 degrees, and then another 5 degrees over an hour period. Then I would take the picture and go on. So it's quite interesting results. You know, the PPS carbon fiber, it started to really give out fairly early on. The PET carbon fiber that wasn't annealed, it just gave out altogether. But the PET carbon fiber annealed and the PPS carbon fiber annealed, you know, they held on pretty good up into the low hundreds. And the PET carbon fiber, they started to drop at about the same rate for 20 degrees or so. And then the PPS just kind of held on, giving up just a little bit at each step while the PET kept going down more. Like I say, I cut it off at 180 degrees because, you know, I've been going at it for 12 hours doing these. So I have more to test. The next stuff I'm going to test is the PA12 and the PA6s. I've got those right here. They're going on here next. Tomorrow morning I'm starting that process with these. It'll be the same process, up to 80 degrees. Let it set for 2 hours and get good and heat soaked, and then I'll start increasing it 10 degrees every hour. I'm not going to do the 5 degrees every half hour. Just going to do 10 degrees every hour up to 180 degrees, and I'll post another video of just those results. I'll put a link in this one after that one's finished, but that's it for right now. Does the stuff need to be annealed? Well, depending on what you're using it for, but you know, for stuff just to look good that's not going to see any kind of temperature, I would say no. Anything that's going to see any kind of a temperature inside of a printer, absolutely. I mean, the proof's in the pudding right there. This is annealed PPS. This is unannealed. This is annealed PET. This is unannealed, and unannealed just kind of gone. Unfortunately, I didn't go out and see at what temperature the PET carbon fiber failed getting up to 80 degrees. Another story for another day. I'll print another one of those, and I'll start at 10 degrees above ambient and just increase it 5 degrees and watch it until it fails and see where it actually failed at. But at 80 degrees, it was already gone. So that's it. I appreciate each and every one of you take the time to watch these. If you want to see a bunch of my madness and experiments in person, I will have everything at 3D Printopia, not the lab oven, obviously. It's too big to bring along and stuff, but my new tensile testers and IZOD tester that you've seen in some previous videos. I've got a brand new tensile tester that I've been working on for a couple of weeks now, and actually finally getting the bugs worked out of it. Had it all working perfectly a little bit ago, moved some of the electronics into an enclosure, and now the low speed side on the steppers, something's gone walkabout on it. So work on that. More videos to come. Hit that thumbs up if you like this. Hit the subscribe if you want to see more. Hit that little bell icon if you want to be notified when I drop the next video. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you that take the time to watch these videos. Peace out.